Hello and welcome to another sneaker video. I know it's been a while, but I decided to make another video. And this one is going to be about going to stores like Ross and Marshalls and Burlington, and I think TJ Maxx is included with that group, but I don't know if there's one near me. I know a lot of people have had good luck in finding cool shoes for their collections or to resell, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And I live in the DC area, the DMV area, and so I figured I'd go out to Virginia and Maryland and then back to DC to see if I can find anything. So follow me and I'll show you what I found. My first stop was a Ross Dress for Less over in Oxon Hill, Maryland. It's probably about, I don't know, like 15 minutes from downtown DC, depending on traffic. It can be a lot longer, but this was the first stop. Right away, I found some Nike Zoom X Vaporfly Next 4s for $115 in women's size 8. I don't know much about Vaporflies or anything like that, so I left those alone. And there you saw some Pegasus Waves, and just wandered around, and I found a pair or another pair of Pegasus Waves right there in white and silver. And they're a men's, men's 11.5 and $70. So I left those alone and continued on my way up and down the aisles. There was a lot of undesirable stuff, and then I came across these Nike Pegasus 2005s for $70 in men's 10.5 in orange and white, and just some Pumas and some other basic stuff that I wasn't terribly interested in until I came across these. This is the Nike Air Max 95 OG collaboration with Levi's, $100. And it's, men's size 11. Never seen these before, but it looked cool, and I figured they're worth something, so I went on eBay, looked it up right away, and sure enough, they went home with me. And here we have some Air Force Ones in size 7 men's or kid 7, just white on white basic stuff for $47. And then these Jordan Luca 3 El Matadors, size 8 for $70. I'm kind of on the fence about them. Not too sure about more modern sneakers. I like more the classic stuff. And here we go with some Adidas Ultra Boost 21s, size 7 for $40. And of course, I had to go back and try the Lucas, and they fit in size 8 because I have small ass feet, but I wasn't so sure about the flowers. And I mean, I like them, but I don't really $70 like them. And those are my shoes for the day. New Balance 803s, classic shoes from the Y2K era. Up next, we found some Nike Vaporfly 4s for $115. Women's size 8.5. Don't know much about them, so I left them alone. But then we have some Air Max Cinder Fades in women's size 10 for $90. I have a pair of these, not this colorway, but just not crazy about them. Then let's see, some Nikes, and we have some Nike Alpha Fly 3s in women's 7.5 for $100. Left those alone and saw some Jordan 1 mids, the alternate bread toe, women's 7 for $70. Some Reeboks over here, kind of like those, and just a lot of other random stuff. So I purchased the Air Max 95s as well as a pair of Reebok Float Zig Symmetros that I really wanted in my size, and headed about a minute away to a strip mall also in Oxon Hill where they have a Burlington and a Marshalls. And unfortunately, all my Marshalls footage died for some reason. The first shoe I came across at Burlington was a pair of Nike Air Max Pluses for $80 in women's size 7, but not for $80. And then I found some, let's see, Adidas Samba Millenniums in white and black and gum. I think they're a size 5. Didn't take those, but I kind of like these Blazer Mid Victories for $50, women's size 8. And just wander down the aisle again. Bunch of random stuff. And rounded the corner, and here are a pair of Nike Full Force Lows for $50 in men's size 9. But I'm really not a huge fan of that model. Wouldn't mind them so much if they were high tops, but not really into low tops. So I continued on my way. Just so much stuff here. I don't know what they do with all the stuff if they can't sell it. It's a fun dog and a carrot and a pig, of course. And I think that's a lamb chop. And let's see, we got some more Nikes and some Pumas and a pair of Nike KD17s, the Sunrise model for $75 in men's size 11. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, we have 2 pairs of Jordan 1 mids, both size 14. Let's see, one is the white and industrial blue colorway, and the other is a white and black. Both for $80. Don't think they really sell for all that much, so I left them alone. Over on the women's side of the store, we have a couple of pairs of Nike Dunk Highs, the Panda colorway in white, black, and red for $60, both in women's size 7. Never been a huge fan of the Panda because everyone else had them. Got some Air Max 90s for $60. Not such a huge fan of those, especially when they're not all leather. So I went around the corner and let's see what I found. A lot of random stuff. Yep, I got a lot of these. This is the Reebok Royal Charge Y2K for $40. At least I think that's the name of them. They're in women's size 8.5, and they are all over the place. I think they were made for stores like Kohl's, and when they don't sell them, I guess they send them here. Here's some Reebok Forte Loungers for $35, and some Nike Blazers, which are also everywhere, for $55. My local store has a lot of white and pink ones, or at least they used to. So I was on my way to Old Town Alexandria, because I know there's a Ross there, and I passed by a bunch of times, but never had a chance to go in. So here I am crossing the Woodrow Wilson Bridge over the Potomac. And so I'm coming from Maryland and going back into Virginia. And here I was at the corner of Washington and King Street, which is kind of the main intersection in Old Town Alexandria. And there just so happened to be a Ross right over there, right, well, like a half block from that corner. And so I went inside. Unfortunately for me, and I guess for you or anyone else who wants to visit, it's closing, and there's not a whole lot there. But they did have a shoe section, a lot of kid shoes. And let's see, just random stuff, sneakers, dress shoes, saw some Pumas, and I ran into this pair of Converse Weapons, which unfortunately they're kids. And here you can see just how bare it is, kind of sad, and it smelled like BO in there for some reason. Anyway, here we have a pair of Nike Zoom X Vaporfly Next 3s in women's size 6 for, $80? And then walking down the aisle here, we have a pair of Nike Cortez leather sneakers for $36. Yep, in men's size 10. I like Cortez sneakers, but not really into that colorway. And here we got a pair of Puma Creeper Fatties in collaboration with Fenty for $30, which seems like a good deal. I don't know what size they are. I should have looked. because I think you can make some money on those. And we have a pair of Hoka Bondi 8s for 59 bucks. All white, didn't check the size. I am a runner, and I used to have Hokas, but not anymore. Anyway, here's a pair of Nike Phoenix Waffles, and they were only, let's see, only 14 bucks because they're a size 14 and a half women's. And I think it's the first time I've ever seen a women's size 14 and a half. But they're nice looking shoes. I wish I had them in my size. And here we go. Just how bare it is. Looks so sad. After that, I headed back towards DC, and here I am just kind of zigzagging around Old Town. I wanted to try this place out, Blue and White Carryout. I heard it's pretty good. They got breakfast all day, well, from 5:30 to 2, and they do things like pork and fish and chicken, and it looks pretty good. Back in DC, I headed to my local Burlington, where I came across these Jordan 2 lows, the Chicago Twist, for 50 bucks, and they're women's 8.5. Left those alone. Saw some blazers, some blazer lows, and came across these Nike Zoom Air Fires in coconut milk, I believe. They're I think women's size 9.5. Yeah, not sure what the price was, but I'm not crazy about that colorway. I don't think it sells very well. There are some colorways I like, but not that one. Anyway, I looked down and I saw a pair of Air Max 90s in all leather, which is a kind I like, for 55 bucks. Unfortunately, someone's been messing around with that anti-theft tag, and it leaked. Then I came across a pair of Nike Air Max 90 LV8s for 37 bucks in women's 9.5. And I think these sell pretty well, so I decided to take them home. I've got some dirt marks, but nothing I can't clean up. Continuing down the aisles, let's see, what did I find? Oh, I found the last pair of Jordans there. And this is the Jordan 1 Low Method of Make in a women's size 12 in sale in metallic gold for 65 bucks. I don't know if these sell. Maybe you can tell me. I'm not a big fan of them myself, but oh well. And that's it. I bought those Air Max 90 LV8s and I headed home. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment and I'll see you next time.